Hello, and thank you for your time and attention in this presentation today. My name is Kanani Napulimapa Kilby, and I am a student here at California Intercontinental University. The assignment is for the GRC 600 class, which is the Doctoral Academic Study and Writing class. My instructor is Dr. Marie Bakari, and today's date is Sunday, October 7, 2018. Next, I'll be going into the outline of today's presentation. This is what we're going to be covering. First, I will be going over the introduction, which covers the essay topic and thesis statement for this assignment. Second, I will be discussing the main ideas of my essay, supported by references of the titled essay, What a College Education Buys by SPAT in 2011. Third, I will be summarizing these main ideas and presenting my conclusion. I will ultimately show that the content of my presentation supports my thesis statement. I will then be closing this presentation with a list of my references used in this assignment. Introduction. The purpose of this PowerPoint is to discuss the second part of the Unit 2 Project Milestone assignment. The framework for this essay is based on the instructions outlined for reviewing and writing a single source essay, which includes the following steps. A. Recognizing the thesis statement. B. Examining its primary ideas. C. Identifying its method or methods. And D. Developing a summary of its main points. Based on working through this process, the topic of my essay will be concerning the game of a college education. I will be revisiting this later in the presentation, at which point the meaning of this essay topic should be clear. My thesis statement is that given the disparities that exist in the educational experience, you are either a winner or loser of the collegiate educational system. There is no in between. The main points of my essay consist of the following. A. The expectations and perceptions of a college education do not always equate to real-life outcomes. B. The true cost of education is not just defined by the tuition, fees, and housing costs, but there are other long-term effects. Thus, they are both quantitative and qualitative in nature. And C. The overall educational experience can be extremely disparate or dissimilar between two people. As mentioned before, the first main idea that the expectations and perceptions of a college education is not always equal to its outcomes. According to the author in What a College Education Buys, the belief that college can benefit anyone and the perception that everyone has something to gain through college are common reasons that prompt people to attend college in the first place. Some of the specific reasons why people will want to attend is to improve their methods of communication, whether in writing and or speaking in front of others. Many want to build their academic and professional profile, whether it is their degree, certification, research, or teaching experience. These are all great things that they get through college and that can be listed in a resume or highlighted in a job interview or promotion. The second main idea is that the fact that the true cost of education is not just defined by the cost of tuition, fees, or housing, but the stress of student debt. For example, this can cause years of emotional pains, not just for the student or individual, but also for their loved ones, like their spouse. This negative strain is multi-generational as well, because it affects not just the individual, but the parents who have invested, in some cases, thousands, tens of thousands of dollars with the hopes that their child will take their education and be very successful upon their graduation. The last main point that I am presenting in this essay presentation is that the educational experience varies greatly between one person and the other. Yet many are still chasing with the belief that they will be a winner in the collegiate educational system. According to the essay, What a College Education Buys, quote, college is steadily more expensive because its benefits are steadily more visible, end quote. The financial gap between a high school graduate and a college graduate can be over a 50% difference, which is huge. Being on the winning side of that statistic is part of the American dream. The disparity that exists in the educational experience can be summed up by individuals' perception of their experience. For example, someone who has a doctorate degree and works in a completely different career making a semi-moderate pay may still feel that their college education was worthwhile. Thus, begs the question, is the glass half empty or is it half full? I argue that the answer to this question in the context of education in my essay topic is something that I will be revisiting in the next slide. I wanted to conclude by explaining my essay topic, which is called The Game of a College Education. In competitive games, there's always a winner and a loser. The same can be said for those who have experienced college, which is why I titled this as The Game of a College Education. The main points that I presented today are that the expectations and perceptions of a college education do not always equate to real-life outcomes. Second, the true cost of education is not just defined by the tuition and housing costs, but there are other long-term effects, thus making this a quantitative and qualitative issue. And lastly, the overall educational experience can be completely different between two people. In conclusion, the main points and supporting information that I have presented today support my thesis statement that given the disparities that exist in the educational experience, you are either a winner or loser of the collegiate educational system. Finally, here's a list of my references. I cited the essay first and book contents second, which is why they are separate individual references. Thank you very much for your time in listening to my presentation.